May it please the court?
You may proceed.
Counsel. Fill in the gaps. That's what the state of Missouri is going to be asking you to do. Not connect dots, not listen carefully, but fill in the gaps for the state. Because the evidence will show that the state does not have proof beyond a reasonable doubt in this case. The evidence will show that yes, Jim had an affair. Jim had an affair with someone he actually loved. The evidence will show that because he had that affair, law enforcement jumped to a conclusion before knowing all of the relevant facts. Law enforcement jumped to a conclusion before knowing how Molly died. Within 6 hours of her body being discovered, without knowing without knowing an infinite amount of potentially relevant information. They jumped to a conclusion because Jim had an affair. The evidence will also show that Jim cooperated. Investigators went to his home that evening. He spoke with them. He volunteered the cell phone. He said, yes, I've had an affair. I have this separate cell phone I use just to contact her. He told them where he was. He told them what car he was driving, and they said, well, we don't see that car. And he volunteered, it's in the garage. Sure, go take a look. Consents to searches, cooperates, speaks with police. The evidence will also show that wedding planning was going swimmingly, that he was participating in the wedding planning. In fact, on April 27th, Jim paid $4,000 of the remaining balance. He participated in the wedding planning. He was still paying. He was dropping off decorations. And that's where the state's case makes no sense. This is again, there's a wedding website. It's a publicly available wedding plan. Been planned for almost a year. And that's the alleged motive? We heard talk of what Addie would say, Jim's daughter. She'll also tell you that what he did that evening was normal. That when he came home, he would do laundry. He would take a shower. Nothing out of the ordinary. We hear talk of the perfect tire impression. And you'll hear testimony about how these tires are evaluated, ostensibly trying to be matched with a plaster cast taken in the field. But what you will also hear is that there is no science in this practice to speak of. There are criminalists who get training and looking at two things next to each other and saying, aha, in my opinion, these things are a match. And it's their opinion that apparently matters. There's no scientific standards. There's no data. There is nothing to consider this scientific evidence. And at the end of this case, I'm going to get back up here, confident that you will find Jim not guilty. Because the state will be asking you to fill in the gaps because it does not have the evidence. It does not have the evidence. Putting Jim there. It does not have the evidence that this makes any sense at all. I will come back confident that you will find him not guilty. Thank you all.